Well, welcome to Cumberland University, the athletic department, and I want to highlight esports and Spencer Claypool. We had some idea around 5 years ago, right?
Crazy.
And we've come so far, and I wanted to just congratulate you on the national championships and all the conference championships, but want to explain how you transitioned and where you're at today.
So, I got a lucky opportunity to come and work in the sports information department about 7 years ago. I mean, it's kind of crazy how fast that goes. And then as I was finishing up, came into the office with a crazy idea, and I said, why not? It's kind of one of those things that, I believe God opened some doors for me, and I walked through it. And then now 5 years later, we're nationally ranked team. We've won countless nationals, countless conference championships, and, we have over 100 players on the team.
That's amazing. How many national championships have you?
So we just secured 2 more this last semester, so we're at a total of 5.
Wow. And how many would you say conference?
I think we just surpassed over 30.
Yes. You've been a very decorated coach and a lot of student athletes, a lot of good GPAs. And, what's your vision for esports? Where do you want to go moving forward?
So I think my biggest thing is esports is such a different environment. I come from traditional sports. You have the Nick Sabans, the Kirby Smarts, you have everything like that. But esports is a new, I say different, looking environment of how you can bring athletes in to get a degree. Bring them in to potentially go pro, potentially take that next step into doing something that they love. Some esports players can go pro at the age of 14. And so it's one of those things that, being able to bring players from different countries, different states, everything like that, to come here and do something that they love while getting a degree, it's one of the biggest blessings that I've ever gotten.
Now, you've had 2 student athletes go pro, is that correct?
That is correct.
And then you were a college football player at a D2, and you were going to be a doctor. You're very intelligent. And how did you switch all that? Was it, hey, I want to be a doctor, but I want to do this? And so how's that transition been?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely something I always look back at everything when it comes to it. Definitely whenever COVID happened, it kind of really put a pause on everything that everybody wanted to do. But the coolest part about esports is even if, COVID remained and happened and everybody was still at home, we could still compete. And so I said, why not take that jump and everything like that? And then I fell in love with it. I've gotten to see the players graduate. I gotten to see the players, hold the trophies, get the championship rings, the banners in the gym and everything like that. And, I feel like I'm fulfilling I'd say a vessel for these students, student athletes really, just to, take them to the next step that they may have never had.
Now, you've been a guest speaker in Texas, Kentucky, right?
Correct.
At the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, correct? And you've been at the Chamber, in Nashville. And so do you feel that's enhancing the brand of esports in Cumberland? Has that helped?
Oh, 100%. I definitely believe that esports is definitely expanding, especially in the state of Tennessee now. Whenever I first started, I wouldn't say that it was really that known in the state of Tennessee. But I definitely think that with us elevating so fast, so highly, and everything like that, a lot more high schools are now starting in Tennessee. I've been reached out to potentially do the high school state championship here and everything as well, especially our own conference championship in the Mid-South, hosting that here, and then even maybe some more other conferences that we play in may host it here as well.
Well, I'm so proud of what you've done. It's amazing. We have 32 sports, and we're trying to move the needle, and you've been a great part of that. And so, in esports, I guess when you do something like this, we're going to do, the margin of error is really, you can lose just really on just a touch of a button, correct?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of the craziest thing. Like, if you have a broken coverage, if you have, a bad defensive play, just like in any other sport, like everything could just go downhill.
So how many different
So we have 22 varsity teams, over 13 titles.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I said, we surpassed over 100 student athletes this year. We were sitting around about 75 last year. So I mean, the continuous growth every single year. Starting off with just this one room. Year one with 9 players was, kind of crazy to think about it now. My final player of my first team finally graduated this semester.
Wow.
So it's super cool to see that the full first group has finally gone through, graduated, and now they're being successful in life.
Well, congratulations.
I appreciate you, Coach.
We're going to see how the margin of error could happen right here real quick and see if this could win or lose.
And just like that, the Steelers won again like the last weekend.
Welcome to Cumberland University Athletics.